What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out the Royal Marines break the world speed march record. Super excited for this video, guys. We've been wanting to watch this for quite some time now.
Yeah, I've really been looking forward to it.
Yes, this sounds very interesting.
It's 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Central London.
Okay, they're getting an early start.
Boys, how we doing? Morning, Des.
Whilst the city sleeps, a troop of Royal Marines and their support team are assembling outside the cenotaph near the Houses of Parliament.
I need in your running order, that's the direction of travel. 2, 2, 2, 2. Everybody else move away from their kit because it's going to need to be weighed. Thank you.
In an hour from now, these 8 men, all Royal Marines commandos, are going to attempt the impossible.
The impossible?
They are going to try to break what some think is an unbreakable world record.
Unbreakable.
And it's not for the faint-hearted.
That sounds like a big deal.
That's why they'll be accompanied throughout by a fully equipped ambulance and rapid reaction.
What are they doing?
An ambulance?
Okay, nice gentle walk over to me.
What these Marines are about to attempt is so extreme that normal human beings would simply not survive the physical effort.
What?
Okay.
Their hearts would explode.
Okay, that's how we're doing, good? Yeah. Okay.
All right, hold on.
What?
Before we continue in there, I just got to wrap my head around that. Like they're making this out to be like
Extreme.
very extreme.
Maybe it is.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is yet,
they're hyping it up.
But I went into this thinking this would be impressive, a world speed march record. But
Right.
they're like making it out to be beyond that. Like whatever they're about to do sounds like this is going to be
I'm a
like
little
incredible.
nervous. I don't know what.
Their hearts would explode if they weren't specially trained for this. Okay, that's crazy.
Okay, you know, I know you're all chomping at the bits. I can see it in you. However, let's keep composed and let's keep the excitement for the end, okay? And I have utmost confidence in us as a team, all right? So let's have a nice gentle jog, just gentle warm up.
Very soon now, these 8 men will embark on a journey that will take them to the very edge of hell.
Very edge of hell. What?
That sounds extreme.
To hell and back. All right.
This is not what I was expecting.
This sounds very extreme.
The day started 2 hours ago at 1 a.m. and the Marines assembled for final briefings
Wow.
and a very big breakfast. They knew they would need every calorie they could consume.
I thought starting at 3 was
what
early.
is it they're attempting?
It is relatively flat, yeah. Okay.
Major Scotty Mills has trained a team of 8 men to try and break the world speed marching record.
Okay, first of all, this is the entire route, all right? This is the time, distance, speed on a matrix.
That means running a full marathon, 26.2 miles in combat gear, with each man carrying 40 pounds of weight on his back. But vitally, they must run as a team throughout.
Oh, wow.
So 8 lads have got to start and 8 lads finish. They're all carrying 40 pounds of equipment, which is very heavy.
So they are running,
They're marching.
but they're running.
Well, yeah, but I think they're marching. I think they're marching at speed. They're not just going out there
I'm
for
confused on the speed march versus running thing, but apparently they're doing a marathon and full
a marathon
gear.
doesn't necessarily mean they're running. A marathon just means a certain distance that they're going at speed.
True.
So they're actually I think, because they're saying march. A march is not a run. Like you could say the world speed record having a backpack on or something like that if they were just running. This is a march. Did you hear he said together? Like, I don't know if it means, I think 2 people together are marching, or maybe it's the group, I'm not really sure. But obviously, this isn't just any old marathon.
Wow.
This is something much greater. You think about how hard it is for people to run a full marathon. People run half marathons and, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So people running full marathons is a huge deal. And imagine doing that in
With all the extra weight.
your gear,
Yeah.
probably your boots, I'm guessing, and 40 pounds in your backpack.
Is it 26?
27.8 miles, I think is what he says,
Oh
if
my
I'm not mistaken.
gosh.
That's crazy.
Now make no mistake, this is as hard a world record as some of those at the Olympic Games. We've got to dedicate and train ourselves like Olympic athletes. And as far as mental challenges are concerned, this one is right up there.
The current world record of 4 hours, 19 minutes and 7 seconds, held by the Royal Artillery, has stood for 20 years.
So the
this
Royal
morning,
Artillery
nobody's in any doubt
like had the
about
last
what's
record.
expected. It's all for one and one for all.
Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Loads of chirp, keep them going, wake them up. I think we've got to pretty much get ready to go pretty much now. So. Just shake it out a little bit.
Now they're warming up, I guess.
You wouldn't want to be the one that something
Just
messed
change
up with
direction a couple of
and
times as
ruin
you
it
run
for
in.
everyone else.
Bearing in mind, it's a bit wet on the floor.
It's all for one for all.
This world record attempt is definitely very military driven. You know, Royal Marines' values of determination, grit.
Yeah, they got their boots on.
Cheerfulness in the face of adversity when it's 3:15 in the morning. will definitely be tested today, but we all come together as a team and we'll have it in the bag.
Those shoulders off now.
I wonder how long
Stroke.
they've been training
Nice and
for it.
fast.
Oh, probably
This is
quite
it.
some time.
We've got lots of characters and different chemistry mixes in the team, so you've got plenty of things to think
Wait,
about.
is
with
that
the
guy
conversations
part
and
of the group
noises,
that's going to do this?
You know, around
It's a
you to
formal
occupy itself.
Royal Marine. So maybe not all of them are active duty.
Of course.
Gonna go for the weigh-in.
Yeah, thank you.
So, the final checks on weight. Strictly 40 pounds per man. Not an ounce more or less. It's now 4 a.m. precisely.
Commando. Marathon
I always
speed
love
march,
starting
do not
stuff
attention.
early in the morning like that.
8
Yeah,
men,
when
fully
most
able,
people are asleep.
wait the
Yeah.
order to set off.
Plus you're getting ahead before the heat of the day. Doing this in boots alone would be really hard. You know what I mean? Compared to wearing some soft shoes.
Here they
So this is
go.
our third attempt. First time we were good,
Third attempt?
second time we were great, but this time we got to be better than great.
Oh my gosh. So they already know what to expect.
Okay, stay on me.
Whether that's good or
Okay,
bad, I
nice and
don't know.
gently. Nice and gently. Great bit of humour to start with.
So he
Love
obviously
to
doesn't
see
have
that.
pack. So he's like a lead guy to
Calm
keep
and
them
calm,
and
confident all the way through.
motivated.
Leader,
That's the theme of today.
the coach.
The first time the Marines tried to break the world record of 4 hours, 19 minutes
Oh, my
and 7
goodness.
seconds was in 2012. That time, starting in daylight, they even got a send-off by the Prime Minister outside number 10.
Can I wish you all the very best of luck with
Oh, they did it later.
what you're undertaking
They weren't
today.
wearing
It is
packs
an
then
incredible
either,
thing that you're doing,
and there were a lot more of
protecting
them.
this record marathon.
They've probably got to
40
put the
pounds
packs
your
on.
back.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough
Oh.
in this weather, but as far as you can, have a whooping good time on your run.
That was a much bigger group.
The Marines pushed themselves to their limits, but came in 2 minutes over world record time.
2
Oh,
minutes.
no.
Bitter disappointment.
Oh
That
wow.
would be frustrating.
Not to admit defeat, they tried again a year later.
Heads up, come on, let's go. Left, right, left.
In 2013, we made a valiant attempt and we turned what was a good team into a great team. But in fact, we broke the world record time.
The team had given their all and been rewarded with a time that shaved nearly a minute off the 20-year record.
Isn't it crazy the time's that close?
How are you feeling? Absolutely elated. It's fantastic. Awesome. Yeah, buzzing. It's all about determination, cheerfulness, teamwork, everything. We nailed it.
So what happened?
Something obviously happened because they were going for it right now.
But there had been a problem. And it was up to Scotty to break some shattering news.
Ladies and gents, thanks very much for coming down to support us. I'm quite emotional, but I'm so proud of these lads. Unfortunately, we lost one of our members in the last half mile. They collapsed and almost died on the tarmac.
Oh my goodness.
That moment when he collapsed was a difficult one for me because he'd pushed himself beyond the limit of what was humanly possible for him. It was down to me to decide what to do. I had the paramedics with me and I had a consultant doctor as well, and I took one look at Dave. It was a very easy decision for me not to think about picking him up and carrying him, but to get him the emergency treatment he needed. He's one of my brothers. I've served in Iraq with Dave, and there's no way that I would put his life unnecessarily at risk.
The rules, according to Guinness World Records, clearly state that for speed marching, every man who starts a race has to finish. Otherwise, the time is void. Dave Perrott, the man who fell with half a mile to go, is back tonight to cheer on the team. But he'll never forget that terrifying moment back in 2013.
I nearly died. I just run myself into the ground. I didn't have anything left at all, and my brain just switched off. I do think about it quite a lot.
You're still rooting for the lads, though?
Yeah, just really want to see them get in. I've got a great feeling I really think they're going to do it today.
Did it say he fell out in the last 30...
quarter mile, I think?
It was either half a mile or 30 minutes, I believe. I don't know.
Oh, I thought half a mile
maybe
quarter mile.
I don't know. Maybe you're right, but
I don't know. It was close either way.
I wonder what exactly happened with him. Like, was it dehydration? Was it just low blood sugar, or was it like just his heart had pumped for so long at this high speed?
It was just beyond his capacity in that moment.
Yeah, that's incredible. I can see how this takes some serious fitness. I know I couldn't go out here and do this.
Let alone a regular marathon.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you obviously have to train for a marathon, but I see what they're saying at the beginning. How this is what they say, to hell and back. I can see how this is crazy.
A lot of, not to mention, you've got the physical aspect of physical fitness, but the mental aspect to keep going, continue pushing yourself beyond what your body is screaming at you to not.
One thing that makes it a little bit more bearable in terms of keeping your mental state up and being able to continue mentally, having that mental fortitude, is that you have your brothers there with you.
You're a team.
Yeah. So like you
versus marathon, you're usually by yourself.
Yeah, if you're by yourself, it's easy to just give up. But when you see all your brothers that have been marching at these speeds
you're all
beside
depending on each other. So
it's like you're not going to give up unless you absolutely have to.
So, there's a really emotional background to tonight's world record attempt. But none of the runners will be thinking about past failures. They'll be focusing on the task in hand and preparing themselves for what is to come.
When we set off, I'm expecting to feel sort of a bit of a surge of adrenaline. The first couple of miles, it'll just be the guys kind of settling into it, getting into the pace of things.
First couple
Running's
of miles.
one thing on its own. Trying adding 40 pounds to someone's back, it takes its toll in more ways than one. So as the event goes on, that weight, what was 40 pounds to start with, suddenly feels like 50 pounds, feels like 60 pounds, 20 miles down the line. When that weight's just bearing on your back, it just feels heavier and heavier and heavier. The rest of your body's getting fatigued, so your mind's playing tricks on you. And it just feels heavier every single step of the way.
Keep whatever space you need to.
He's always going to be dangerous on the body. Just normal marathons, that length of time, that sort of high intensity on your body is going to be dangerous.
No problems at all.
But then doing that with 40 pound on your back as well adds another risk. It can cause you some serious harm.
We've got to go beyond where the Marines have ever gone before. We are going to take ourselves to the nth degree.
Just stay in the blue bus lane.
The height of our mental capacity, the height of our training capability to smash and annihilate this world record.
Bit of awareness for drains or holes.
We've got to do it all together. We can't fail one another.
Undoubtedly, we're going to have to go to a dark place, which many of us probably have never been to before. So I think it's going to take a lot of determination, perseverance, we'll see what we've got.
Okay, all looking good so far, no problem. Nice and steady.
I wonder how many of these guys were in one of the other groups that tried it, or if they're all new.
8 Royal Marines are trying to break the team world speed.
It seems like more than 8. Like, I understand.
It's a full marathon with each man.
Not everybody has packs on.
Pounds on his back.
Speed marching is absolutely fundamental to Royal Marines within combat, regardless of what terrain you're in. You can't have vehicles everywhere. the terrain that you're in, you know, might be not feasible for vehicles. So you need to get a group of blokes from one area to the next, as a body of men in uniform. And it's not just about the speed across the ground that speed marching allows. You know, every time you finish a speed march, you shouldn't be coming across the line absolutely flaked. You should be coming across the line ready to get in a fight.
Very
the speed
true.
march gets you to the start line of the fight.
What are we running at here?
9:45 pace section. Right on your race pace now, perfect.
We win as bootnecks.
Would you want to do this in the rain?
Because we don't give up.
Not ideal.
Like the Falklands in 82.
You can weigh your pack down more too.
You know, the 56 miles they did over 3 days, you know, I mean, that's a fantastic, you know, tribute to them.
The Royal Marines yomp across the Falklands to help take back Port Stanley from the Argentinians has gone down in legend.
Well, they got to the objective.
We've got to look into that.
The Argentinians thought it was absolutely impossible that anybody could possibly cover that ground in that time with that weight. Well, the Royal Marines did it. Wow. It was that determination and it was that resilience to do something that was totally unexpected that actually won the day. Our speed march this time, we'll be thinking back to the guys from the Falklands, our brothers, our forefathers who have gone before us. And that's a source of inspiration to us.
Wasn't the thing that we watched, maybe it was the Royal Artillery, now that I'm thinking about it, the disassembling of the cannon pieces? Wasn't that because of the Falkland War too? Like, didn't they have to disassemble?
Yes, and they had to carry it long distances. Yeah, and
so it's kind of similar in that sense.
I mean, yeah, it's different but similar at the same time. It's
the
still
reasoning.
Like, you're still running with weight, I guess, and
but I'm saying the reason they're doing it is the same reasoning.
Is it?
Yeah, the reason for that competition was in honor of.
They got to get. They can't take vehicles through this area, and they got to haul either themselves or gear, including the cannons, through the this environment.
Yeah, we really need to. I really am excited to learn about that because
I think that'd be interesting too.
Story.
Yeah.
I've got us on 9:47 pace. Okay, it's about 4 minutes to your hydration stop.
4 minutes to hydration stop. I wonder how long it takes between hydration stops.
Let's have a quick watch check. I've got 5.87 miles, 9:45 average pace.
So yeah, I mean, Afghan in 2011, I was based down in a place called Toki, which we knew was going to be highly contested when we went there. There was a lot of contact areas they were coming at us from, and unfortunately due to the sort of lay of the land, they could get quite close to our checkpoint. So they were using that to their advantage for laying IED belts and stuff like that.
There are different sorts of speed marching. Some of it fast and furious, some of it slow and meticulous. Either way, it's at best exhausting and at worst back-breaking.
You need to keep on top of your fitness whilst you're out there. I mean, you are on patrol every day, you know, for 6, 8, 12 hours a day. We didn't exactly have a fully fledged gymnasium going on, but we improvised massively.
Wow.
We just got some sandbags that we filled up, got some ammo containers that we filled up with sand, and we'd improvise with, you know, bodyweight circuits or, you know, very basic bits of kit that we could make to use as weights, and then just do shuttle runs up and down the little vine field that we had in our checkpoint. Yeah.
That's the little uphill bit, the only real uphill bit we've got. Okay? That's at the 10.5 mile point in about 3/4 of a mile.
Is that when they're first stopping for water?
Surely not for
10.5. No.
2.5 miles in.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. That of a 27 point some mile run.
Surely not.
Or march. I see what they mean. This isn't a full march. A run. This is a march. You can see it, but they're marching at speed.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. And I think something that would be really hard about this, especially on the pavement, is that in these boots, the boots will make it harder. And you're carrying this pack. And I feel like that combination, the beating on the pavement every step, as you're going hard, and then having this backpack on of weight dragging you down, your lower back, unless you're very fit, is going to be hurting after this.
If you're very
I mean, yeah, even if you're fit, but I'm saying compared to somebody who wasn't as prepared for this, even doing a half or a quarter of this like this would cause you to have lower back pain.
Yeah. I'm going to be constantly monitoring them every mile, every step, all the way, so that we can understand exactly what situation we're in. Kensington High Street. Daylight still evades us. I'm going to be speaking to them. I know London very well. I'm a Londoner. So at various points, you might even see me giving them a little bit of London history about some of the landmarks. Left turn's about a quarter of a mile. That'll take us up toward Notting Hill, Paddington area. Proper poshies. Middle class rugby supporting brigade. Bless him.
He knows his trivia of London, yeah, that's for sure. I mean, he was brought up in South London, and he does give you some strange, wondrous facts.
If we turn right, you'll see Hyde Park.
It's like a tour guide.
Kensington Gardens. Everybody finding the pace?
Just out for a leisurely stroll.
That's great. Let's keep it going, Ron Reeds. Remember where we are.
Imagine this tour.
Cool and calm, confident.
I wonder if they started so early to avoid the heat, unlike they did before.
Probably traffic.
He's just glad to be here. He's usually at the front, but he just loves a laugh.
Yeah, but when they did in 2012, 2013, we saw they were starting, it was after daylight. They were meeting the Prime Minister.
And they probably realized it was
That's what I'm saying. So maybe they're thinking, if we start earlier, maybe we can shave a little bit of time off of our, because it'll be a little cooler maybe, you know what I mean?
And less obstacles to
less obstacles, less people, less, yeah.
And you can hear him yabbering on at the back, but not much goes in their head.
And he just doesn't shut up.
Nice and steady. In about half a mile, we're going to go down Park Lane at the bottom. It's Hyde Park Corner where we've already been once today. They've got the Battle of Britain Bomber War Memorial there, which there was a load of hoo-ha about a few years ago. I will show it to you when we go past, because I'm that sort of chap. Good effort, lads, well done, keep it going. This is about inspiration, that human spirit, that endeavour, that willingness never, ever to give in. Believe in yourself, and anything is possible.
It is pretty amazing what the human body can endure and accomplish.
They're just about on world record pace. But they have to keep this up for another 20 miles, and they're bound to get slower.
20 more miles. Wow.
And remember, if just one man fails, they all fail.
Man, imagine the pressure on you
that's a lot
as an individual.
The Royal Marines are now about a third of their way to their marathon speed march.
Okay, coming up to Marble Arch.
I see why they pared down the group.
But the pain is already beginning to bite. Speed marching, or yomping, is part of a Royal Marines DNA. It's bred in the bone from the beginning, as recruits embark on the longest and hardest military training in the world.
On the very first day of training, we build up a progressive program which includes speed marching. First of all, they do it in trainers. They put boots on without equipment. Then we build it up very gradually, increasing the distance from 4 to 6 to 9 miles, where this culminates in one of our commando tests at the end is the 9-mile speed march, where you have to carry your equipment, 21 pounds of kit and a 9-pound rifle. As a body of men, exactly the same as they did in the Falklands, the same they did in Afghanistan, and the same we'll be doing on this world record. I've seen young men's hearts broken by failure many times.
Stop making fucking girly faces and start moving!
I've seen some give up. I've seen some show that resilience and that willingness never to give up. And those are the ones that we want. We don't necessarily want the fastest, the fittest.
The most determined.
The young men who will never, ever going to give up.
Yeah, one of the Royal Marines' big attributes is determination. We've taken this determination to this next degree, this nth degree. You get through it because you don't give up, because you're determined. I can't emphasise how important that is.
I think he's trying to get in that lane and Steve's running in it. Okay, follow Steve's lane, I think.
That determination is a central pillar of the Royal Marines ethos. And with it comes loyalty, courage, unselfishness, and cheerfulness in the face of adversity.
Wow. By the way, I just want to mention that it seems like the buses are out on the... I thought this was all closed while they were going through.
Yeah, I would think so too, but yeah, I guess you can't close down 26 miles of
London Street. So,
yeah.
This might make sense, again, why they started so early, because if they had gone later, they would have even more traffic.
There's
and whatnot.
Already so many uncontrollable variables that, you wouldn't want to add more if you don't have to.
Right.
Virtues all Marines hold dear, and what is sustaining them tonight on the rain-soaked streets of London.
Racing line, doing well, 12.6 done, 2 hours 5.
But this commitment didn't just start tonight. They've been digging deep in preparation for the world record for the past year. In fact, many Marines tried out for the world record team.
Oh, they tried out. That makes sense, I guess.
Had to show just what he was made of.
Wow.
Only the very best have come through the training, and we've spent as much time as we can together getting to know the ins and outs of how each other tick, bringing us ever closer so that when it comes to the crunch, and I'm sure that it will, there'll be a point where we need to dig from the very deepest of our reserves. Okay, tree on the left, we'll break into quick time. Have a little walk out, let the body energy system just kick in a little bit. And I know what will inspire the lads to go beyond their limit is the man to the left of them, the man to the right of them, who they've done this training with. Some of the team have put their lives on hold for this world record during the year of training that we've done. A year of training.
I would imagine. I mean, that's a lot.
Some have sacrificed holidays. 2 have sacrificed honeymoons. It means that much to the team. It means that much to them. It means that much to me. I'll do anything for these lads. Okay, as we run in, just break yourself off and go and sort yourself out.
Brotherhood, or comradeship, is the lifeblood of any fighting force, whether they're faced with frontline combat or, as in this case, a seemingly impossible challenge.
Now that you're part of this team, you're in it. This is a team effort. I mean, you guys have had a feel for this now. You see the level of preparation that's required because you guys have already been putting it in, which really appreciate because it gives us a real good start, setting a real good feel.
When we first met up, one of the first things that Scotty said to us was, have a reason why you're doing this. And I've never told anyone my reason why, but it is because, I've done 2 really kinetic, high tempo operations in Afghanistan, and you sort of come back and you feel that it's just all everything's the same, everything's very slow paced, and I feel like I needed something to really aim for, to be nervous about, and to focus on, and this seemed like the thing to do. So
growth.
This is about the Royal Marines getting this world record. In my heart, that's what I feel as well. We will move mountains to get this world record cracked.
So I'm curious, I don't think I heard him mention this, when they were out here training for this year, like at a single time, so they're out there doing their speed march practice, I wonder how far they were marching each time. Did they ever actually fully replicate the 27? I'm guessing they probably did.
I would think at least once.
Yeah, so like that means they've all probably done this, but maybe not quite as fast as what they're going to be doing now.
Right.
I'm guessing at this point they haven't actually fully beat the record, even if it wasn't quite on record, you know what I mean, and practice. I'm guessing they haven't actually reached
because they
full
weren't
speed
pushing
yet.
themselves at top capacity.
They probably did for shorter distances, but probably not for that full distance.
Good effort, nice downhill stretch to come in a minute. Lovely bit, nice little shake out, bit of breeze in your face. Enjoy.
Yeah. One of the major elements to this event is it is a team event. To be able to get the world record, all 8 of us have to get across the line within the record time for it to stand. And I think that's playing on everybody's mind a little bit, just because you know, you're thinking, I don't want to let this team down. I don't want to let these guys down. I hope it doesn't come to that. We'll get each other through.
This team has gone the next step from being a good team to a great team, from a great team to a world record team. What's the difference? Well, we made a conscious decision to get to know each other better and understand what drives us and why we're here.
I think everything boils down to Scotty at the end of the day. The lads, if you asked all 8 of us, everyone would turn around and say, you know, I'm not going to ever give up because Scotty needs this, and he needs it more than us 8.
Well, I've given a lot of my life to this. It's been 5 years.
Wow.
5 years of endeavour. This means a huge amount to me. First attempt was in 2012, second attempt in 2013, and this is the third and my final attempt in 2017. The amount of people that I've met along the way, the amount of lives that we've affected positively, the amount of people that have come together as a core and as a family and as a team. This means a huge amount to us all, and to lead them means a huge amount to me.
I was never going to turn around to Scotty and say, sorry mate, I ain't doing it, you know, for whatever reason, because it would break his heart, and I knew he needed it more than me.
The 8 speed marchers now have their heads down. The challenge is really beginning to bite. Their calves and quads will be stiffened, and their backs beginning to rub raw with
I bet.
It's time for some of that famous Royal Marine cheerfulness in the face of adversity.
I didn't even think about that, though.
Anybody notice the rain stopped? Nice little downhill runner now.
But the team cannot afford to slow, or that record will be lost.
Get the breeze coming on.
Each man has a dedicated support runner who keeps him watered and supplied with
that makes sense,
caffeine tablets and energy gels.
That
Without
helps.
these support runners, this would be a totally impossible
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I was thinking. You know, I thought they said something about we going to have a water break or whatever at some period of time, and I'm thinking
maybe he meant like literally stopping for
which I think would be a good thing. But
although for me, if I stop, I'm not going to want to keep going.
No, but you know, something I tried to pause just a second ago. I didn't even think about this. It's not so much just the weight of the backpack and the shocking of the back from the shock of the pavement,
but the rubbing
of the backpack itself over 27 plus miles. That's that's gotta hurt. That's seriously gotta hurt.
Hyde Park is now right. Keep an eye out for the Gucci car sale showrooms in a minute. Down the left-hand side.
Oh, he's great.
Keeps your mind on something else other than the run.
Not just where an individual is in terms of body and mind, but where the team are. And it's going to take all 8 of us on the day, and not just the 8 of us, you know, the support staff as well that are going to be there. Everybody's going to have to be in the right frame of mind at that particular point, 4 hours into a very grueling event, to be able to get us through.
The pressure is mounting, the pain is mounting, and yet everyone knows the worst is yet to come. The Royal Marines are halfway through their attempt to break the world record for a marathon.
This is when it starts getting harder.
The physical effort will be hurting more and more with each stride. It's mind over matter now, all the way.
You can get yourself physically fit enough to do it, as long as you put the hours in. It's whether you're mentally strong enough to keep pushing at the same pace. You need to have that mental state of robustness. You know, when your legs are screaming and your shoulders are hurting from the weight and everything's feeling like you've got no energy left, it's your mind.
And you're like, why am I doing this?
Even if it's like the last 200 meters, mentally, you've got to go until you physically cross that white line.
You know, I do obviously agree with that. You can keep on training physically to do something like this, but I don't believe just anybody can reach this level of fitness.
Right, that's what he's saying.
No, he said.
Oh, you mean like
yeah.
anyone could? He thinks anyone could be this fit.
Right. I think that there are, you know, plenty of people that could potentially get that fit. Plenty of people run marathons and whatnot, but to do this with the backpack and the boots and everything, and doing it on time like this, because you're not just trying to finish a marathon, you're trying to beat the actual record with all these components, you know what I mean? And so I think that the emotion, I mean, the mental is obviously like a bigger deal for once you get fit.
Yeah, that's everything.
But I do believe this takes a very, very, very
special type of person.
Both physically and mentally, honestly.
Watch your footing, a little bit slippy.
How I deal with the pain when it gets to extreme levels is I embrace it. I say, you know, come on God, is this all you've got? When I'm going through this pain, I'm trying to record it in my mind, trying to save it for life because it doesn't happen every day.
That's true.
Keep calm, keep cool, keep it going. And the mile. Great stuff, lads. Good effort.
Towards the latter stages, what I'm expecting is guys to go into their own zone, their kind of individual zone out a little bit. You'll find guys going within themselves a little, going to that dark place that I mentioned. And it's just a case of trying to put those emotions to one side. The Stoics used to call it apatheia. It's a school of thought where you essentially just get into grips with the task at hand. You put in anything you can control outside, and you're just focusing on things you can control.
Yeah, this takes a certain level of stoicism. For real.
After just over 2 hours hard running, they pass Buckingham Palace.
Don't shout too loud, you wake up, end up in the tower.
I'd certainly draw parallels between the Royal Marines and the Stoics. You know, same sort of hard mindset, you know, perseverance, determination, that kind of thing. It's just, yeah, it's instilled within us, and it was instilled within them thousands of years ago.
14 done, 14 miles cracked, 9:49 average. Looking good, boys.
9:49 average, 14 miles. 9:49 average in a
Insana in corpore sana.
March
Latin.
with packs.
It means sound in body, sound in mind, and it's the motto of the Royal Marines Physical Training Branch. Our physical training gets us to a point where we have that physical confidence, so that we're mentally ready to push ourselves through to that limit of where we've been in training. We talk about train hard and fight easy. That's one of the mantras of the Royal Marines.
Yeah,
we push ourselves to our limits and beyond in training. So on operations, when a similar situation comes up, we've been there already, and we know we can do it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
There are 18 painful miles behind them, but still they must run into the night.
That was crazy.
With every stride, the weight on their backs gets heavier. Scotty must now guide his runners through the remaining hours of darkness and towards the first light of dawn. He must drive them, but also encourage them, and he won't do it by shouting. Scotty will do it his way.
South part of central London, Westminster.
That's a tour guide and a motivator.
Doing great.
The
Crossing Victoria Street now.
Yeah.
Named after Her Majesty, 1837 to 1901. Tank, I don't know what you're sitting on as an average, but I've got 9:49. We need to make sure we don't go any slower than 9:30. Okay, 9:30 pace, please.
That's true. At this point, you know if you're on track to get there on time or not.
Yeah.
Because it's based off of your average mile.
18 miles done. bang on time. Elephant and Castle, South London, capital of the world. Beautiful.
Dude, I want this guy as my motivator.
Mostly sports people. Rio Ferdinand, Lennox Lewis, David Hay, mostly black, to be fair. Might get a twinge of sunlight in a minute. Fabulous effort, boys. This is the Lambeth Way. Any evening, any day, you'll find us all.
I wonder if there's going to be people at the finish line, like waiting like family or anything.
I mean, I would think.
Go as you down more pleasing. Why don't you make your way there? Go there, stay there. And if you go down Lambeth Way,
he's a special guy.
Yeah.
Not many people could
you'll find them all.
Keep up this.
Doing the Lambeth Walk, right?
It's obviously real. You know what I mean?
What do you think?
Simon Cowell.
A bit of sunlight kicking in. Great stuff, lads. How's the Parliament to our left? 6.6 miles to go. Looking good.
How would that feel? You've come all this way, but you got 6.6 miles.
I know, it's like
it's both
relief, but also like,
yeah.
That mentality. Fabulous effort so far.
His energy.
Oh, I love that. Look at that.
That's beautiful. His energy and excitement and like positivity is impressive.
Yeah.
But you almost forget he's also doing this with them.
The only difference is
his energy is so up.
Yeah.
And it's like mind blowing that he could be at that level because he's doing the same thing they're doing.
He's not just
he's not riding on a car beside him doing this. Like
the only difference is he's not wearing a pack.
Yes.
But here's the thing: all the support staff are doing it as well.
Yeah.
So,
but he's he's the motivator.
He's having to speak.
Yeah.
He's having to keep them motivated and whatnot. Yeah, that's very
really
true.
Cool.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
The world has woke up.
Cheers, mate.
Honestly, that might be a good feeling at that point. You've got encouragement and other people being around. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. 21 miles.
Getting close.
21.
The bulk of the miles are now behind them. But as with any marathon, it is in the last few miles that athletes hit the infamous wall. The point at which exhaustion can stop any runner dead in his tracks, even if they're not carrying 40 pounds on their back.
Yeah.
So toward the end of the event itself, I'm just expecting to be completely fatigued, physically and mentally. The guys have put so much effort into it. It'll just be, it will be worth it.
It's mile 22, just over 4 miles to go, but one speed marcher is already beginning to suffer. It's not immediately clear who it is, but the support runners are clearly concerned.
There's a caffeine shot.
A caffeine shot.
No, it's like a little bottle shot.
Yeah, go.
Do you need more than one? Do you have more than one?
I think the hardest thing about it will be getting all 8 of you across the line instead of just one if you were doing it just on your own.
So many variables.
Obviously speed marching is a team effort. It's not an individual effort, it's a team effort, and getting all 8 of you across the line is where the effort's going to have to be put. At mile 22, mile 23, if you're having a dark time and you feel, oh, this is it, I'm going to stop now. You're going to have to work together. You're going to have to make sure that when people are going through bad stages, you can help them out. When they're going through good stages, they can help other people out.
Hang in there. Keep going now. Keep going, mate. Keep going. Keep going. More water. Hang in there.
So who are they concerned about?
I was trying to figure that out.
Just hang in there.
Trying to figure that out too.
It's now apparent that the man suffering is Mags Maguire, the stoic.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
He knew he'd be suffering at this stage, but right now, with just a mile to go, it looks like he might not make it. He's running on empty. Already, people are thinking back to 2013, when Dave Perrott collapsed in the last mile. Is history about to repeat itself?
People may be aware there's been previous mishaps, a mile to go, something happened. I know AJ, I've had my own thoughts, we've thought about carrying, dragging, he said about fine carrying a guy.
Last push.
You can't leave that last man behind like we've always been taught.
It's downhill from here on in, okay? Just get him through now, Ebo!
You gotta wonder exactly what he's feeling right now.
1 mile to go, 1 mile, 1 mile.
The speed march philosophy of running behind, in front and next to someone throughout, I imagine that will have gone to pieces by then. We'll kind of just be winging it as a group, trying to get everybody over the line.
You're going to be close. Hang in there, boys, keep going.
Once you start the training with the lads and you get to know the lads, you actually start to do it for, well, I don't want to let Nick down, or I don't want to let Magsy down, or whoever it is next to you.
Half a mile!
I feel that those other 7 blokes have put all that training in for this challenge for you to just give up, and that's not going to happen. You're not going to do that, and that's not the way the Royal Marines works anyway. So
sometimes it's not in your control, though, you know.
We're so close.
With a couple of 100 metres to the finish line, no doubt. How can you doubt? I know I'm going to be dragging and pushing people to that point. We're going to get that man over the line, 200 metres regardless.
There'll be a point where we need to dig from the very deepest of our reserves.
You're nearly there. Come on, Max. You're going to do it. Come on. Come on.
To the end. Whatever it takes. Now.
I love how they're doing the parallel comparison.
On that tarmac and give everything that we possibly can.
Keep going. That's all right. All the way in. Go on, Lee, keep going.
We never leave a Royal Marine behind. We never leave any man behind.
It's giving me chills a little bit.
Come on, mate, keep going. Just hang in there. Just keep going. Whatever it takes. There's the finish, Dave.
We're not renowned for giving up, the Royal Marines. Nothing will ever stop us. And it's that resilience I've seen in this team. I mean, all
He
of
did
these
it.
Can we have a medic on this young man, please? Let's get a medic on him.
Wow.
We need a medic.
That's awesome. Wow.
Official adjudicators to me, to weigh the kit and to do a time check.
When he stands up, remember his legs.
Lads, all your kit here. Lads, all your kit down, it needs to be weighed.
The race is done. Every man crossed the line. Mags dug deeper than he's ever dug before. But has it all been in vain? Have the Marines broken that world record they've been chasing for 5 years? The adjudicators are checking the watches.
Breathing. You want to see that? Yeah, breathing. Just breathe. Yeah, it's just what to do.
Yeah,
we're good.
Okay, ladies and gents, everybody close in, please. Having run with these guys today, I'm emotional. It's been 5 years of my life doing this, and these incredible guys and this amazing sport team, we've just had it ratified that they've broken the world record.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
What a good feeling. Especially for him who's tried it 3 times. And
Not only have they broken it, but we smashed it! That's enough for me. I can't speak anymore.
Scotty's team had knocked 2 minutes and 24 seconds
Wow!
Almost 2.5 minutes.
after 5 years of trying, including 2 heroic failures. They can at last claim victory. Or can they? The Marines were about to receive some shocking news.
No.
Guinness World Records refused to ratify their time. The reason? Believe it or not, they said they were wearing the wrong trousers.
No.
They shouldn't have been in these modern standard issue trousers, but the same ones that were worn when the record was set 20 years ago.
Are you
Those were known
serious?
as military denims
No.
and had long been out of production. Scotty lodged an immediate appeal, but for him, this record is not about trousers,
Yeah.
but the men.
Yeah, seriously.
They still did it.
That's nitpicking.
In our heart of hearts, that the boys have done the 26.2 miles, carrying 40 pounds of kit, broken the world record time, in good order, as a team, with their brothers by their side. What trousers we were wearing is irrelevant to me, but hopefully we will get this world record officially ratified by Guinness.
Wow. Man, it's going to make me emotional. This was incredible, guys.
Was.
Wow. You know, this happened 2017, I think you said, right?
Yeah, I believe
So I have no idea if they were able to get that ratified or not. That appeal went through.
But
I
like
don't know.
you said,
it
even
doesn't.
if they weren't,
Yeah.
like, that's semantics in my opinion.
No, it is, but it's still, you still would be nice for that to be recognized
right,
officially.
all the hard work and
Right.
yeah. But I think that goes to show, like, dang, if you're gonna attempt to set a world record, you need to have literally every single
Yeah, but I think
detail.
they said that the trousers were out of production now, so they couldn't. It sounds like if that's the case, you couldn't actually
have that standard for I don't know.
like otherwise, how could anyone even try to attempt to break this
Unless
record?
you happen to find like 8 vintage pairs that fit
Right,
everyone. Like,
go on eBay, I guess.
Yeah, that's silly.
Guys, this was just one of the best things I've seen in quite some time. This was so motivating. I actually want to go out for a run. I want to go start running now. I love just seeing the camaraderie of this. I love that they were actually able to do this. This was his final time. I love seeing the not only all of them give it their all, but also that one that literally it looked like he was about to fall out.
Yeah, he was looking rough there at the end. It's amazing that he was able to push through it. And
like I was wondering when that was going on. I was like trying to figure out what exactly he's experiencing. Is it just the lethargy of having no energy, or was it something to do with his heart literally?
My guess is just his
pump.
body and mind were like shutting down.
Right, that's what I wondered.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning it said basically someone's heart could explode. And seeing this, I mean, if you weren't prepared and in peak fitness trying to do something like this, I could see being not a good idea. I mean, this was not for the faint of heart, in other words.
What a show of their mental
And
capacity.
physical. The mental and physical fortitude, the mental and physical capacity. It was the mental and physical fitness.
Yeah.
I mean, this was amazing.
The Royal Marines ain't no joke.
Ain't no joke. Absolutely. I'd love to see what they're up to now. Some of these people, like him, for example. Yeah. Like he said, this was his last time, and I believe that because he obviously, they broke the record.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, unless you're going to try to break your old record, or I guess potentially if it was never, sat in the record books officially, I guess maybe you would possibly try to do it again, but I doubt it. I can't imagine people actually being able to beat this record. I mean, I think some point will probably try.
Isn't it interesting how they're like the threshold increases for what people are capable of based on what someone else did? Like that becomes the goal and then it inches up and up because someone keeps improving on it.
Well, it's because it takes belief to believe you can do something.
So and if you've seen that somebody else was capable of that, then you can.
It's just like the old running record, I forgot what it was set for a really long time. And then all of a sudden someone broke it. And then same with jumping records and things. Like you'll see the record was set and then it held for quite some time. And then all of a sudden people just started breaking it because they actually realized it was possible. It's all about, if you believe something's possible, then someone somewhere can do that. Guys, I think that's it for us today. This was amazing.
Yes, thank you for suggesting it.
Yes, we absolutely appreciate it. If you have anything else to suggest that's kind of in this genre, if you will, please feel free to leave your recommendations in the comments. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey. Until next time, guys. Peace.